Since we have all just seen the parents of the shooting suspect for the first time, one of the questions being asked is this: is Kelly angry at the Loughner family? And that's where we begin right now. Have you thought what you would say to Jared Loughner's parents? What if they asked to see you?
I'd probably see them. You know, I don't think it's their fault. You know, Gabby has 2 stepdaughters and I have children, and they must, I'm sure they love their son, and they must be, you know, as distraught over this as all of us are.
And from the commander who sits by a hospital bedside, tonight, another astonishing moment of hope. Does she recognize you?
Pretty sure she does, and certainly today.
What convinced you?
She started playing with my wedding ring. So if I hold her hand, she'll play with my wedding ring, and she'll move it up and down my finger. She'll take it off like this. She'll put it on her own finger. She'll move it to her thumb, and then she can put it back on my finger. And the reason why I know that that means she recognizes me is because she's done that before. I mean, before this accident, she does that all the time. She'll do that if we're sitting, you know, at dinner in a restaurant. This morning she got tired, so she took it off, she looked at it, and then she handed it to me like that. So with her left hand, you know, she can do some, pretty incredible things.
We read that you had an inscription in her wedding ring.
Yes.
The astronaut wrote in her ring, "You're the closest to heaven that I've ever been." You're the closest?
Yeah.
To heaven?
Yes. That's true.
And he told us there's another decision he may have to make someday soon. How can he tell Gabrielle Giffords about the people who died simply coming to see her? There's a little pink baseball on Commander Kelly's jacket, his tribute to a 9-year-old girl, the only girl on the Little League team. What do you think about when you think about Christina Taylor Green?
You know, I was at her funeral the other day, and you walk into the church, and you hear "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" playing. You know, but for a 9-year-old girl to die, you know, just because she was interested in democracy, I mean, it's just not fair.
It was her loving neighbor, Susan Heilman, who brought her to the event, to inspire her to believe that little girls can grow up to do anything. Kelly said he just saw Heilman in the ICU.
I stopped and I held her hand, and she offered to take her. You know, she told me that she stood her up there right in front of her, and Gabby was talking to one of her other constituents, but she leaned down next to her and said, you know, someday, you know, you could grow up and be like Gabrielle Giffords. And those were the last words she heard. So, you know, it's just, I mean, you just can't explain it. You know, that's going to be one of the hardest things. I mean, how do I explain to her that there's a 9-year-old girl that was standing in front of you, you know, looking up to you, you know, and now she's gone too, and all the others. I mean, when do you do that? I mean, I could do it now. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I decided it isn't. I mean, I have to wait for the appropriate time.